Hello and welcome to Only Frames and welcome to another game from Division 1 of the Ramsgate Rail Pool League Invitational. It's Mark versus Chris. It's best of 8 and it's black ball rules, and Mark was breaking off for the first time today. For those of you who are new to the channel, we offer below average 8-ball pool content. We don't think for a minute we're anywhere near as good as Ultimate Pool. Our goal is merely to make you feel better about your own 8-ball game. Chris, who's just come to the table, is our defending champion. Last season he went undefeated, which really shows how bad the rest of us must be. But currently at the table, this could look like a dish. We do not see many of these. And for the first frame of the match, I'm not sure this would have ever happened on the channel. Now only 4 yellows stand between him and a 1-0 lead in this race to 5. A lot of people ask us, why do you play best of 8? There's no winners. That is because we are so bad every now and again. When you're awful, it's nice to pick up a point for a draw, so that's why we do it, and to emphasise the importance of victories. Now too often in the modern day, kids get medals just for turning up. We're all about winning, and we want people to be going all out for victory rather than settling for a draw. Chris sinks a first 8, it's 1-0, that was just over a minute, and if you are tuning in for the first time, that will not happen often, and it will go downhill dramatically from here. On to frame 2 we go. Mark at the table playing the red balls. It's Mark's first season in our league, and so far he is faring pretty well. He managed to get out of his group and into the top division, and so far in the division he has won 1 and drawn 1, remaining undefeated, taking him towards the summit of the league. He's a great guy, Mark, and he has movie star good looks. If that film was a Goonies and he was playing sloth, hey guys, but Mark has a chance to level this game up. He's playing the red ones and only 3 of those remain, with the 8 tucked over on that left hand cushion. Will he take these 2 out in the open, look to play on that last red down the bottom left hand rail and then be on the black? It should all be natural, but can he remain composed with Chris breathing down his neck? And the answer to that is no. He's managed to snooker himself. Now we are back to usual rules today here, so snookers are allowed, unlike our recent flyer video where they were not, and it was punishable in the form of a foul. But today we're back to normal rules. We're playing black ball rules as ever. But check out our flyer video. It makes for some great viewing, because people like Scott, they had no chance because he couldn't be pragmatic and boring like he usually is. Now Chris, with his shot and a visit, decides to free up that 8 ball. He must be brimming with confidence. He is thinking 6 shots ahead. Will that come from his earlier clearance, or the fact that he still remains undefeated on this channel? Do you think he is going to lose a game this year? And if so, who do you think can beat him? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. It looks like he's going to go 2-0 up here. These yellows are all out in the open. This is a real chance. I can't see Chris missing from here. Nice little stunning, but he has lost the cue ball. He's made that harder than he needed to. Can he see that top yellow? I don't believe he can. He's got his butt in the air. Ooh-wee! But what is he playing? We can't see. It's going towards a hole, but that isn't good enough. And it's given Mark an opportunity to level this up. But this won't be easy. He's looked to play the something. That is bloody awful. What was that? I do not know what he played. Did he try and double it? Did he try and treble it? Well, he should have cut it down to the bottom left. But Chris now with an even easier chance than he just had. Hopefully now he can end this frame. We can move on. He can make it 2-0. And on to the third we go. Now just the 8 ball remains up to the top left hand pocket to make it 2-0. But he's melted. What is going on? In all my time on commentating on Chris's frames, I've never seen him miss a ball that easy. Are we beginning to see the end of Chris's reign here on the channel? What do you think? Has Chris gone? Is he a has-been? Is he a never was? As Mark levels it up, it's 1-0 as we move on to the third frame, and Mark is laughing his little bald head off. Chris is at the table playing the yellow balls. Here on Only Frames, we are always looking at new ways to try and get you guys involved as much as we can. We get some amazing comments on the channel. Firstly, I can't believe you watch the videos, let alone take the time to comment. And some of the comments and replies are genius. They are comedy gold. So I'm proposing a new feature. Anyone who can put some decent put downs in the comments or just any funny comments in general, I will happily read them out within my commentaries. I might as well utilise the fact that you guys are funnier than we are. Some of your replies are incredible. Recent ones I've read is that Chris looks like someone who goes into Sports Direct and runs up and down the aisle to test out his new Lonsdale trainers. That tickled me. That was genius. So if you think you can do better than that, get in the comments. Let us hear what you've got to say and I will happily read them out. Maybe even come the end of the season, we can form a poll to find out who's had the funniest comment of the season. I mean, we do our best shots and we do our worst shots. Maybe we should do best comment as well. Recently, we even managed to cure someone who had been in a wheelchair for 16 years. They managed to get up and turn their TV off just to stop watching us, which once again we really appreciated. But back to the pool we go. It remains 1-1. Chris is missing balls all over the place. Is this the end of his reign? Mark gets back to the table. He's playing the red ones, and this is a real chance. If he can force a pot from here, he will have a chance to clear these and go 2-1 up. I mean, up until recently, Chris going behind was an event in itself, but now it seems to be happening more and more. Is he eventually going to lose though? I, for one, certainly hope so. And I think it'll be a great day on Only Frames. Is Mark the man to do it? Let's stay tuned to find out. As Mark sinks one long, this opportunity is getting better by the pot. This now is all about position. Will he look to stun across? No, he didn't have the angle, so he's going to have to take this down to the bottom right. This is all about cueing. The position will be natural, but he can't pot the ball. That is a mistake. What a mistaker to maker. Giving Chris another opportunity. You can't give Chris too many of these because eventually he will take one. Is he going to look to play safe here? Is he going to look to play the double on the yellow up the top, slide in behind that 8 and yellow, play it with a touch of safety? But he's not. Does this one cut down the bottom? This will be a fine cut and it won't be easy to get on his last ball, but he looks to have done it perfectly. He's recovered from adversity and it looks like he's going to take a 2-1 lead. Surely now, black to the bottom left for 2-1 to Chris. Is he going to do it? Yes, he is, as we move on to the full frame. We rejoin the action midway through the fourth frame. Chris is at the table. He's looking to sink one top left and he is playing the red balls, which is now easily identifiable due to the feature down on our scoreboard. It shows which colour each player is playing, which makes my life a lot easier as Chris looks to take on this double to the middle, but he can only find the knuckle, giving Mark a chance, but this isn't easy. He's got 2 yellows on that right hand cushion and he's even got a yellow on the left hand one down towards that bottom pocket, so these won't be easy. The transitions between the balls I'm sure will prove problematic, which Mark has found out early doors. Will he look to take this one long down to that bottom right hand pocket? Position will be natural as he'll be on that one towards the top. He tried to force it into the middle. I didn't realise it went in there, but he's probably hit it too hard. But he has got second prize. Call him Gary Barlow because he'll take that. His yellow has blocked the red ball going into the middle pocket. But can Chris develop it off the 2 cushions? No, he can't. And he's even done Mark a further favour. He's managed to bring one of his balls off that cushion. Is that any easier though? I'm not convinced it is. Chris has got down on this. Maybe this goes bottom right. Does it go? This is close. No, but it has managed to block the pocket, making life even trickier for Mark than it already was. This isn't easy, and I think he is going to look to play a snooker. This, once again, wouldn't have been allowed in our flyer competition, but today in these rules, that is absolutely fine. Now as Chris ponders his options, will he go off the 1 cushion or will he look to swerve it round the yellow? His butt's in the air. Ooh-wee! And when a butt's in the air, Chris always makes it count and manages to pot that red over the pocket. but does the 8 ball go to the top left? I don't think it does. He might have to cut it back top right. This isn't easy, and he overcuts it, giving Mark another chance to level this game up and make it Desmond. But this, once again, isn't easy. This is all about the transitions, but this has just got a lot easier. What am I talking about? This is basically a gimme. A few roll-ins here and there. This is all natural. I've talked up this clearance before he got to the table, but this was easy for a man of Mark's caliber. He rolls that yellow in. Now only the 8 to go. This will surely be dispatched into the top right-hand pocket any minute now, which he duly does. It's 2-2 as we move on to the 5th frame. Come on, Mark! Now Mark with an absolutely unbelievable break off, and he manages to sink one to stay at the table. Surely from here he is going to pick the red balls. He's going to send this one to the top right. Can he clear him to go 3-2 up? This isn't beyond the realms of possibility. He's got one tricky ball which he manages to get on early, but can he get out of there? Can he look to get on a red after potting this ball? Once again, a reminder to anyone, if you're looking to advertise this Christmas or into the new year, Mark's head as well as Noel's head is available for advertising space. If you'd like to send a message to a loved one, to anybody, or advertise your business, please let us know in the comments or hit us up on our business email account. For a reasonable fee, we will advertise anything you guys want us to. Mark can't make that opportunity count, giving Chris a chance to get to the table for the first time in this frame, but I don't think he can see one of his yellows. He won't be too happy with this. If he can't get a safe cue ball, then Mark will have a chance, but Chris swerves it and manages to play a plan. That is a very nice shot, and that could potentially feature in our best shots of the month compilation, available on our TikTok, our Instagram and our YouTube shorts. Our better video is without doubt our worst shots of the month compilation, which also appears on those social media platforms. Put the handles up on screen now. Thank you very much, Chris. I really appreciate that. As you continue to pot at the table, I'm speaking about you as though you're a third person, but you can't be, because I'd be the third person. This is bizarre, but Chris is still at the table. Only 4 yellows to go, and he manages to develop his trickiest ball. This could be a clearance from here. In fact, it should be a clearance from here. I mean, we offer below average 8-ball pool, but even Lou the dog could take these on, and that guy is a haddock. If you haven't followed it yet, start to watch his road to dish. The guy claims to have dished, but nobody saw it, so we have decided to film him every day to find out how many days it may take. Let us know how many days you think it might take Lou the dog to clear the table. I'll tell you now, I won't see it in my lifetime, that's for sure. This bottom left to make it 3-2. We move on to the 6th frame. Now, speaking of Lou the dog, Chris does his best Lou impression as he sends the cue ball flying off the table. Find your own niche, man, but he has given Mark an early opportunity to take charge of this frame. Mark's got ball in hand and a shot and a visit. He's contemplating what to do, but he's just made a rookie error. We are playing black ball rules, so when you make contact with the object ball, something needs to hit the cushion if you don't pot one. So he is immediately given Chris the impetus in this frame, giving Chris now ball in hand and a shot and a visit, and Chris will fancy this for a clearance himself. I believe he's going to pick the red ones. No, maybe he isn't. Maybe he's going to pot the yellow ones, although it is still open table. Just to confuse people even further, you can only be on a single visit when determining which colour you are, but with Chris sinking that to the top left-hand pocket, he now becomes the yellow balls, and our scoreboard changes nicely with that. Will Chris be able to take these out and get himself a guaranteed point? Once you get to 4, you're guaranteed yourself a point, and then you're looking to secure the victory from that point. It's a nice little cushion to have, and it just eases you up a bit, but Chris isn't finding anything easy today. He's making things harder work than he usually would. Now this pot is trickier than it needed to be, but he manages to sink it anyway, play, and this is really looking like a gimme now for Chris. Rolls that yellow in, and this will all be about position. Will he look to stun over? But I'm not sure where that last yellow's going to go. He's going to need to finish high potentially and take it down to this bottom right hand pocket where he sunk that one, but he has got lucky. No way did he play in this bottom pocket. I am not having it. If you disagree with me, let us know your thoughts in the comments. I personally think that Chris is the luckiest player on Only Frames, but nobody ever agrees with me. But he's about to go 4-2 up. He sinks that to the bottom left. He's on the hill. Mark's at the table. It's the 7th frame. Mark's playing red and Chris is playing yellows as Mark sinks a lovely double down to that bottom right hand pocket. But Mark is going to have his work cut out from here. Chris has the top right hand pocket and the bottom left hand pocket blocked, which happens to be where Mark's balls are and where they would ideally pot. Mark plays a little containing safety there, but when he gets back to the table, he's in no greater shape than he was just a few moments ago. I don't think this yellow cuts into the top right hand pocket, although Chris will look to nudge it closer, which he does, but he has given Mark a chance to at least pot one down to the bottom right, but getting onto those last two reds will not be easy whatsoever. Maybe he'll just look to pot this and then take on something like a skill shot. I'm not too sure. Whatever he does, it won't be easy. He's looking to play a bit of a safety game. This isn't a bad idea from Mark. We all know that Chris does not have control of the cue ball, so these can go anywhere when he tries to pot them. Will he even go for the clearance and trust in his positional play? I know if I had his positional ability, I certainly wouldn't be going for them, but he's believing in himself. Is that a good thing for Chris to do? He now has that one over the top right, but this will all be about position. He needs to get down onto that bottom rail. If he can do that, then he may be able to see the yellow, but he may get lucky. Has he found himself a gap? I know what this guy's going to do. He's been watching his hero, Tom. He's going to come off the jaws, which he does, but he can't pot it. But he gets lucky and manages to leave Mark touching ball. Tom recently finished a game with one of those, and it was incredible. And no doubt will win our best shot of the season. Wait till the video comes out. You will absolutely love it. Mark's got his butt in the air. Ooh-wee! Just showing that age is never an obstacle when it comes to getting your butt in the air. Do what you like in life. If that's your pleasure, then you can do it. But Chris looks like he's played himself into a bit of bother there. He's tucked off his yellow, but Mark is no doubt going to snooker him when Chris next comes to the table. What is Mark going to do here? Surely he's just going to leave the cue ball long and give Chris something to think about. Mark's taking his time. He's really thinking this one through. He knows it's now or never. This needs to be a great shot, but when he needed one most, he's absolutely failed upon that. He has given Chris an early Christmas gift. This is an easy cut-in, and position on the 8 will be natural. Chris is going to march on with a 5-2 victory. Will he go undefeated again? Will he win Division 1 again? Stay tuned. Continue to come to Only Frames to find out how Chris gets on this season.